What companies do you know of that are on that like Disneyville and shit? Because that comment is to a video I just did about Nestle. Nestle owns all of these baby product brands, right? The United States is literally one of the only countries in the world that doesn't have a mandatory paid leave policy for new mothers. And it's due to companies like Nestle that are formula manufacturers that lobby against this. Why? Because more mothers that stay home with their children, they're breastfeeding, that leads to over $300 billion in economic losses for them. They don't want you at home with your children, they want you working so that you're not breastfeeding, you're buying their product. But it gets so much worse. Nestle has been sued many times for false marketing claims that their formula is better than breast milk. They also go into third world or developing countries. They will send saleswomen dressed as nurses, they are not nurses, convince the local population that the formula is healthier. And guess what happens? Around 212,000 baby deaths a year. That's what happens. Because these poor women in these developing countries, they stop breastfeeding. They don't have access to clean water. So when they use the formula, it leads to death. Nestle has killed over 10 million babies. Now, I just want to be clear about something. Formula serves a purpose. There's a lot of women that cannot breastfeed and they should not feel guilty about it, okay? What I'm pissed off about is the fact that Nestle deceives and put people into terrible situations just so that they can drive their profits up. What happens to the babies that didn't get killed by the formula? Oh, well, child slave labor, yes. Nestle has been associated and sued for using child slave labor, specifically within the cocoa markets. The reports of child slave labor, child trafficking are insane. And so Nestle has been sued for not doing the necessary checks. But luckily, a U.S. federal court said that corporations can't be sued for what goes on. We need to protect the corporations. Because that's what this country was built on. When they started everything, the Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence, they were like, we must protect the corporations. We know there's a war on plastic. Well, you're never going to guess who's on the top of the list for one of the largest producers in the world. Oh, and by the way, the water that they use, everybody knows drought-ridden California and other areas. Yeah, guess who gets the most water in the state? It's Nestle. Estimates show that they get billions and billions of gallons from the San Bernardino National Forest every year. The list is astounding, and the saddest thing about it is they're just going to keep getting away with it because people are not going to give up their products. They're not going to give up their Kit Kats, right? You vote with your dollars, people. Nestle is evil. Stop supporting them.